Hey guys, so welcome to my first video. Now this is going to be an introduction to Scratch video. So basically, I'm not going to teach you anything complicated today. It's just introductions, like basics to Scratch. And once you know these, you can start making really cool games. So let's just get right into it. First of all, if you don't have a Scratch account, you're going to want to make one right now. I'm already in it, but let's see. You can all sign out. And if you don't have a Scratch account, you click this Join Scratch, and then it'll just take you through all these steps. So right now I'm going to sign back in. And once you have your Scratch account, go ahead and click on Create. Yes, and if you can't run, if your Flash isn't going, just right click. Wait for this to load. Okay, so you see this screen? This is basically this area right here. This is your workspace, and that's where all of these blocks go in to code your stuff. Now this guy, you see this cat? This is called a sprite. Now if you ever played games like Fortnite or Clash Royale or even Minecraft, something like that, the characters in those games are called sprites. Now these sprites are controlled by these blocks, okay? And then you see this backdrop. The backdrop is, the background, like in Clash Royale, it's a map. In Fortnite, also the map. Yeah. So first of all, these blocks are divided into 10 categories. So the first category is motion, right? So motion has all the blocks which help make your sprites move. So there's moving 10 steps. So if you drag it out to your workspace, you click on it, it moves. Now 10 steps, as you just saw, isn't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One step is like 1 pixel, right? And then 10 steps would be it's moving 10 pixels forward. It's not going looping 1 pixel then another one. So you can tell you can change the number in here. You can make it to 100, and yeah. So now it's really pronounced. You can see it's not just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to 100. Just immediately jumping 100. Now to delete these blocks, there is this scissor tool up here. You can click on it and just click on the block and it's gone. Or you can take your block and drag it into this area and then release and it's gone. So now these two blocks, they're turning. So you take out these two. There's one with the arrow pointing right and the other with the arrow pointing left. So it's pretty self-explanatory. The one with the arrow facing right turns it right. So you want to click on it. Yeah, it goes 15 degrees right. And then this one, 15 degrees left. Pretty easy. You can change the numbers in here. Now 180, it's upside down again. 180, right back up. Now one thing you want to be wary of, if you want to spin your sprite in a circle, you can't do like 360 degrees. As you can see, I just clicked it, nothing happened. That's because spinning 360 degrees, as we all know, it's spinning in a full circle. But since it's not animated, it actually did spin 360 degrees. It's just after that spin, it's right back to this position. So it's basically spinning 0 degrees. It's in a full circle. So it's a little more complicated to make it spin in a full circle. Let's drag these out. And then this is like point in direction. So you drag this out, click it, click. Yeah, see, point in direction 90, right? It's the degrees, like 90 degrees facing forward. You can also change it to 180, facing down. Let's change it back, facing forward. And then there's point towards mouse pointer. It's like wherever your mouse is, it points to it. Those are pretty easy. And one last thing we're gonna go through. There's go to and glide. Now go to, these two basically do the same thing, except you have two very different uses for them. So let's change these x to something random like 213, and our y can be -56. Now we click on it. See, look, our cat just basically teleported to that position. So that's what the go-to blocks does. So now if we also fill 213 and -56, and we click on the glide, now we can actually see our cat moving. So the go-to block basically teleports your sprite to where you want it to go, and then the glide block makes it so you can actually see it, right? So the go-to block, it's useful if you like want to move something to someplace without the user seeing it, and then gliding is like in a game where your characters are moving, you want the user to see it, so you're going to use glide. Okay, so let's just get these out. And let's move on to this look section. The look section is like changes, what you can see. So you have these saying blocks. Yeah, it says hello. You can change what's in here, like say, darn, right? And then you can also change a number in here, but I'm not going to do that. So say and think, they do the same thing, except think has like the thought bubble, right? And you see the bubbles right there instead of the act. It just has the thought bubble instead of the speech bubble. Now, show and hide, it's really self-explanatory. Hide and show. And now these switch costumes, this is interesting. Now, if we have switch costume to costume 2 and next costume. So next costume, just brings you to the sprite's next costume. And switch costume switches the costume. So now the difference between these is if you had multiple costumes, let's just create one. See, now if you click on this costumes tab up here, you can click this paintbrush and let's draw something. Maybe take this. Yeah. Let's draw this dude. So now we have a smiley face. So now as you can see, this guy is called costume 3, right? So you have costume 1, 2, and 3. Right now, we are on costume 3. We can change directly to costume 2 with this. But let's go back to costume 3. With the next costume, you can only go to costume 1 and then 2. So switch costume can bring you directly to whatever costume you want to go to. And next costume is just the next costume. Okay, so this change color effect, the color effect, it's not like the color of your sprite, it's like the tint of your sprite, if you know what I'm saying. So change color effect by 25 is just gonna like change the tint of it to green, right? See, the orange cat now is the green cat. And then the number affects like the effect of color. So you also have a set effect. Set effect just like sets it and then changes it. Okay, let's go to sound now. Sound, you have, playing sounds. I don't know if you heard that, you probably should have. You see play sound meow, and then you can also, here's this record button. If you want to record your own sound, you can do that. Let's try this, right? And just click the record and click allow, and hello, hello, hello. So now we click play, and hello, 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 right? So now if we go back to scripts and click the drop down menu, you can see now there's recording 1. So now we click this, and hello, 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 right? So that works. So playing sounds is just playing a bunch of sounds. You have like drums, stuff like that. Pretty easy. Now pen. Pen is really cool. Pen is like where your sprite is moving, it'll leave a trail behind it itself. So you can have this pen down. Pen down is, set like when you're writing, yeah, it sets the pen down. So then when your sprite moves along, it creates a trail. And pen up, it's like lifting the pen off the paper. So then when your sprite's moving around, nothing happens. And then setting the pen color sets the pen color. But you see this box, this, if you click on it, as you can see, there's no like menu to select colors. The actual way to do it, you click on it, and you'll know you click on it if you have like the finger thing instead of your mouse cursor, and then you can click on whatever color you want. So if I want it to be the cat or the pen color to be like the cat's orange, I can click on the cat's orange. See, now it's orange. And then changing the pen color by 10. Remember when we got to this looks part and this change color effect? That's basically the same thing. And then shade, changing the pen shade. We don't really use this stuff. And then changing pen size. Yeah, changing the size. Let's go. I actually have a script prepared. So let me open this up. Go here. Okay. And then we don't need this right now. You see this big block of code? This is using everything that we've learned so far. See, we click on it. Let's see what happens. Right? See, I've used the pen to write the word hi. Now, the way you can do that, I'm not gonna go over how to do it, but you can try and figure it out yourself. It'll be a great learning experience, figuring out how to like get the lines straight and stuff. But I'm gonna remove this and get to the next section, which is data. So data is a little bit more complicated than everything we've learned so far. Alright, let's get rid of this high actually. Now this clear block, just clears everything the pen's done. Now go back to data. Data is like, it's creating, you have two things. You can make a variable or make a list. Let's focus on variable right now. So making a variable is like something that can store data. So let's create a variable. Let's call it Bob. So now we can do set Bob to like 25. So then if we click this, see now you can look in this upper left hand corner, Bob is now 25. So variables store information, right? So you can also use it to, if you want to go back to motion, and then you can like store the direction. So if you click it again, now it's 90 because your sprite is pointed in direction 90. So now this variable will not change even if we like change a direction. So let's try that. We go back to motion and then turn 15 degrees. Let's click on it. See now, even though our sprite is not facing direct in 90 degrees anymore, Bob is still set to 90. Now we could change that if we click it again. Now it's at 105. But as long as you don't like physically change it, it's just gonna store whatever has been stored. Now let's delete this. Now lists are basically like a list of variables. So you can make a list. You could call it also like Joe. And then you can add 1 to Joe. And then add 2 to Joe. And then you can even add Bob to Joe, right? So list just stores a bunch of information. Lists store a bunch of variables. You can think of it like that. And this is all we're going to have the time to go over for this video. But next video, we can go over these 5 events, controls, sensing, operators, and more blocks now. This is where it starts to get juicy, so be sure to come right back. And if you want to know when I post the next video, just subscribe and then click the bell, because YouTube subscription thing is apparently kind of weird. Remember, just let's quickly go over it. Motion is moving your sprite. Looks changes what you can see. Sound plays sounds. Pen is for drawing. And data is storing information. Alright, so that's all we're going to have time. We're wrapping this video up. Remember, just if you haven't already, subscribe and click the little bell next to it. And maybe you can drop a like or comment. If you have any questions, just comment them and then I'll try to answer as many as possible. Alright, see you guys next time.